Welcome everybody, this is the Uncharted Vaper, and today I'm bringing you another review for a device that was given to me by none other than Denkat Distribution. Now with this, we did a live unboxing recently for it, which was the Humvee 80. Excuse me, the Humvee 80. And with that, we showed a lot about the package and talked about it, but I'm also going to show you an accessory you can get for it that will actually work with this device. So with that, we're going to take it back down. I'm going to show you the device and do a build on this device and bring it back up on top, give you my pros and cons, and we'll go from there. Alright, so here we are. Now I'm actually going to show you the down low on this, on the Humvee 80 watt, as where yesterday I did the live version of this unboxing of the device. So what we're going to do is going to show you what comes in the package, freeze frame that. Okay. Open it up. Pull the device out, one way or another. Okay, so I had it in backwards. Pull your tank out. Open the package. Inside of your package, you're going to get a USB Type-C cable. Let's get that focused. Right there. So there you go. Focus that. Okay, Type-C cable. A spare, what they call cloud chase coil, which is a 0.2 ohm coil, good for 40 to 60 watts. Okay. You're going to get one PCTG tank, which means it's less susceptible to crack, and a pre-installed coil at a, what is it, 0.15 or 0.3? 0.3 ohm coil pre-installed. So it's good for up to 35 watts for this one here. So then you're going to get where you got to go to the website for the warranty registration, a thank you card, their wonderful QC pass, which in this particular one just says pass. Okay, that's it. So what is going to make this special today is I'm going to show you something that you can do with the Sigelei 80 watt Humvee device. Now this is only compatible to the Humvee. You cannot use this tank to the other device I'm going to mention, so it only goes one way. Put this back together. Put this back on. Alright, set that off to the side. Alright, so I am using this, so it's on, so let's turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, bye-bye. So, it is a single 18650. My KDS is charging right now, my KDS Blues. So, single, strong magnet. When you put it on right. There it goes. Alright, so there's the device itself. So, we'll set this off right here. Just bring it up a little bit, right there. Should be good. So, you guys can see this. Alright, here it is. So, there you go. The Vape RTA pod tank. Okay. Now what does that mean? What's a pod tank? Do I run coils in this? No. Alright. Alright. So here we go. So inside the package you're going to get an operator's manual, a bag of cotton, some spare grub screws, and a pre-made coil. So this is Nichrome 80 probably. So it is a fused Clapton, looks like a dual core fused Clapton. So you know what? Let's go ahead and use this. Let's go ahead and use what they gave us. It's not magnetic, so I'm happy with that. And I'll use their tool. Let's build. Okay, so there you go. So now what you can see is the Vupu RTA tank. Okay, so you can see it. The RTA tank, pod tank is what they call it. Then you got the Sigelei tank that takes their coils, which I believe are Vupu coils anyway, so they're compatible as well inside. But now I'm able to use the Vupu pod tank on this. Now, with that, I cannot use this pod, the Sigelei pod, on a Vupu device. So there's your difference. So with that, so let's go with some basic features. Turn it on. Sigelei 2.7. Firing on auto, so we go 1, 2, 3. Manual mode. 1, 2, 3. Bypass mode. 1, 2, 3. Auto mode. 1, 2, 3. Manual mode. So it's picking up the coil at a 0.26 ohm coil because it was a 3mm inner diameter. I believe it's nichrome 80 dual core, and I made it from a 3mm to 2.5mm 4-wrap. Now I can run this to the wattage that I want. Still adjust the airflow here. And as you see underneath of the tank, you feel the tank also up from underneath of it. And it just clips right in. And boom, it's back on. So yeah, that's pretty much the Sigelei 80 watt. You know, it's literally 3 clicks to do everything on. As far as the menu goes, it shows you how many volts you're running, your ohms, how many puffs, how many seconds, and what mode you're in when you're doing it. And then obviously your wattage, it's unlocked. Hold the 2 buttons down. Now it's locked. Unlock it. That's it. But you can hear it fire. See, is it leaking? No leaks, which means I wicked it right. Now so what we'll do now is we'll take this and we'll bring this back up on top. Since this is my build, we did the unboxing yesterday, so I'll see you guys up top. Alright, so guys, welcome back up on top. So, what are we talking about today? Is the Sigelei Humvee 80 watt device with an attachment. Now, what I like to do is, that most people know, is I will always show, you know, people things that can help them out. And this is one of those devices that help people out. So, if you bought a Sigelei Humvee 80 watt and you were like, okay, I'm tired of buying coils, whatever. Well, you got the Vupu pod tank, not the RBA version, but this is the tank side. So this is what it looks like. It's called the RBA tank. RBA tank? No, RTA tank. RTA. Pod tank. See, I can't even speak English. RTA tank. Ooh, speak English, please. So yeah, with that, you are able to use this device on top of the Humvee 80 watt. Now, here's your difference. The Vapediy cannot fit a Sigelei inside. So you cannot take the Sigelei pod and put it in a Vapediy like Drag S or Drag X device, but you can use the Vapediy on the Sigelei. So that's something that's some information for you. So what it allows you to do is you can use these on the 80 watt, or you can put it on a mod. It has adjustable airflow here on the bottom. Okay, so you can adjust your airflow any way you want to. Let's go ahead and bring up the wattage on this. Beep, beep. Okay. And I can use it just like a tank. Or say, okay, my batteries or whatever on this is dead. I pop it off. I grab this. I have no more coils for my Humvee. Pull that off. Slap it on here. Bam. It goes right into manual mode. Put it in manual mode. Now I'm at 40 watts on a 0.27 build with their wire, which I'm assuming was 26 gauge fused Claptons. On a 2.5 millimeter bit. And wow, now the flavor really changed. So pros and cons. Pros, the versatility of going bypass mode, which is running like a mech mod, color screen, really nice. Simplicity to use. 3 button clicks to go through the modes, very well done on that. The aesthetics looking, I mean, okay, it's kind of cool to give you that military look, that, you know, military style, and there's other colors as well, but this one here particularly is the camo one. And then it tells you everything, your puff counters, your hit seconds, what mode you're in, and how many volts you're running. So as you're doing it, this is hitting 3.42 volts, you know, on this particular build. So that means I know I'm within battery threshold at 4.7 volts. Now, the mod does have a cutoff at 4.2 volts. So if I build this much higher than where I'm at, you know, higher than a 0.3, you know, really it's going to start cutting my power. So it's not going to ramp as quick is what that means. So to me, that's kind of a con, because on something like this that you can do this with, and you want to run, say, a lower build, and you want that, you know, power, but you want to spend less money than spending a high money on high-end devices or whatever, this would be a perfect setup for a single coil tank. It costs about 1,000 pesos at Denkat distribution. Shout out to Denkat and Denkat sales and Denkat Maine. Boss Brondo and Mackie, how you guys doing? But it's still a good device. I mean, the coils that you get with it run perfectly as a 0.3 and a 0.2. So you're within your threshold. So that's where I'm at. And it's just really, really, really good. I mean, you can now have a tank on it and not have to worry about buying coils, and you can build it, and it holds, I think, 2 mils of juice. So that was the only cons. Battery cutoff, that is my con. It does have a Type-C on it, but I don't recommend you to charge your batteries unless it's absolutely needed, because you need to be careful, especially with a 2-amp charger that's on this. With the Type-C, it'll charge rather quick, and you want to be careful of not overcharging your batteries, because I don't know if there's a cutoff on this. Some of them don't have cutoffs, which means they'll keep charging until something happens, but most of them will protect it. Airflow adjustment is rather easy, so while you're firing, your airflow's in the back. This resembles a lot like a Drag S with the airflow control and everything. It all reminds me of the Drag S. But the difference is this is the battery version, and I had the built-in one before. So you can run like the KDS Blues, which are like, I think, 3,000 or 4,000 miles. I think 3,000 miles or 3,100 miles, something like that. They're in another device somewhere around my house that I'm using. But it would give you great battery life altogether. So with that, you know, that is my intake on it. I mean, build quality, solid, sturdy, magnets are good, no door movements, airflow is easy to adjust, the ability now to use a tank section from Vapediy on top of it, from their pod tank, which you can get from Denkat. They have some stocks left. will allow you to run it on there. Also, it's basically a tank itself. So if you have a Drag S, you can buy this and put it on there and have a base. This resembles what came with like the Argus GT. Just to give you an idea. So adjustable airflow on this, so you have a full tank set up. It is threaded just like a 510, not like, but it is, whoa! It is a 510 thread. So you can put it on any 510 mod and run it, and the pin is protruding enough. It should be, you can pretty much run it on anything and be protected. So that's the good thing about it. So overall, how would I rate the device from a 1 to a 10? If I rated it 1 to 10, I would probably give this around a 5, 5.5. Why would I say that? Because it resembles a lot like the Drag S and the Drag X. The Drag X, really, because it's the external battery version. The X and this are external batteries. And that popping sound you're hearing is the bug zapper. The mosquitoes are not liking it. But, yeah, you basically do what you want to do. Based on your battery size, how long it lasts. Based on your build, how long it lasts. But having the ability to put a tank on it, amazing. The flavor on the tank I showed yesterday. Here's the tank. So now it's on. So now it's swapped over to manual, 1, 2, 3. Switch it to bypass, 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go back over to auto. Automatically now, max power on this coil is 40 watts as well, so it stops me at 40 watts. It is an 80 watt device, so you can run up to 80 watts. So 40 watts on this, on a 0.29, which is a 0.3 ohm coil. Flavor's okay. All it is to me, I think, is a Vape coil that Sigelei put their name on, honestly. I think it's all it is. I wish I had some more Vape coils. I would just swap them over and see. But what I like more so is the tank to go on there. And since I'm only running 40 watts anyway, because that's where my juice of the light comes in, the flavors really is, I would eventually use my own wire, is the fact that it's auto draw and push to activate. So on auto, it does both. So I don't have to hit the fire button. And it still works with the pod tank. So you don't have to run their tank for that feature to work. So altogether, all in all, would I recommend this device? I would recommend it, especially for people looking for something that's a little bit more sturdy and has the ability to also run the tank and the Sigelei tank as well. So you can run both sides of the world and use their coils and everything. So you can use the Vape style over, but you can't use the Sigelei side over here. So with that, that's all I got for you on the Humvee 80 watt. Big shout out to Denkat for the sponsorship of this. We did the live broadcast. You can check them out on Denkat info page. Their link will be in the description below. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you next time.